Good morning. So today what you're going to do is you're going to finish your original design. Once you've done that, I'm going to show you a couple things for what you need to do to turn it into me. Right? So to get access to your design, obviously you sign into TinkerCAD and you sign in with Google. Okay, so we're into TinkerCAD at this point, and it's going to have all of your files ready. So you just click on the file that you want to open. And then you're going to click the button that says Tinker this. Okay, now that our document has opened up, however long it took, what we're going to do is you're going to finish completing it. Once you're finished completing it, there are a couple of steps that you're going to need to do for me. First off, you're going to need to name it a very specific way. You're going to name it as your first name, then your last name, and then original. Okay, there's a reason for that. It's the way that I'm going to view them later. That's going to be the easiest way for me to know whose is whose. Okay, then you just hit the enter key and it automatically takes care of it for you. The second step before you turn it into me is you're going to need to group everything together. Just because these two happen to be the same color doesn't mean that they're actually grouped. All right, in this case, they are. But if you notice here, they do look like they're the same color, at least to me they do, but they're actually not grouped together. Everything needs to be grouped together for this next step, because if not, it's not going to come out right. Okay. So once it's all grouped together, now what we're going to do is we're going to come up to these three little buttons up here. One says import, one says export, the other says send to. We are not dealing with import today. That's going to be the next class. We are going to deal with export. I don't want you to do the send to. What that does is it allows you to send a link to me, but with 36 kids in both classes who are doing this, that's a little too much. It's easier for me to have everything in one spot. So what we're going to do is we're going to use export. Okay, and what's going to pop up is some buttons that have these things that have a dot and 3 letters. Those are called file extensions. Since you do most of your work in Google, Google doesn't have a file extension. It really does, but you don't really see it. So basically the file extension allows the computer to know what program it was created in and what program to open that file in. So if you work in Microsoft Word at all, those are all going to have a file extension of .docx or .doc. The X actually lets you know when it's a newer version. I forget when it actually started putting the X in there, but it's just a newer version of Microsoft Word. Excel is .xls. So if you ever go to, in a Google Doc, if you go to the left side and it hits download, there's a couple of different things you can download it. And one is a Microsoft Word document, and it says .docx. There's also a PDF, and that stands for Portable Document Format. So the file extension just allows the computer, like I said, to know what to open it in. So there's a couple ones here. This one, the SVG, is for laser cutting. So if we get back to school in June, we're going to be using a laser cutter, and that's the file extension we would use. But we are using these for 3D printing at this point. So we use .stl. All right, St. Louis. That's just an easy way for me to remember it. So .stl is the one we're going to use. Once you click on that, it's going to prepare it to be exported, and then it's going to download it onto your Chromebook. So once you've downloaded your file, what you're going to do is go to our Google Classroom. Okay. And there's going to be, now this looks gray right now just because it's scheduled. It's not active for you, but obviously it will be black. And what it's going to do is it's going to have all of the directions for you, exactly what you need to do. All you have to do is click add and upload to it. Now mine obviously looks a little bit different than yours. How does it work? So when you click add, you're going to go to File because it's on your Chromebook. Then you're going to click Select Files from your device. And now once you get into your device, on the left-hand side, or actually this one happens to be here for me, if it wasn't here, you'd click on My Files and then Downloads, and then you look for your file. Now let's say, for example, you forgot to change the name. Not a big deal. You can change your name at this point just by clicking on it and clicking Control Enter. You can then change the file name. So what you do is you just click on it, click Open. Okay. Let me screen back. Click Upload, and it automatically uploads the file for you. All right, and then you just hit Turn In. So please reach out to me if you have any questions. I will have GoGuardian on with the chat function open. If it's after 9:30, please just send an email to me and I'll get back to you. All right, guys, thanks. Bye.